Well, welcome back, everyone. Well, it's the fall. So now that everybody's sort of left Saratoga who is visiting, we get the opportunity to support the events and the different things that go on in our community. And joining me today is Joyce Yore and Greg Greco. They're both involved with the Rotary Club and involved with the Education Foundation, which is affiliated with the Rotary Club. So welcome, both of you. Nice to have you here. Joyce, I'm going to start with you. We've got this event coming up. It's a brunch. That's a different kind of event for Saratoga, right?
Yes, definitely.
And how many years has this been going on?
16 years.
16 years, wow. And you've been involved for the last couple of years?
I have.
And somehow got the dubious distinction of running this year's.
I'm very honored.
Be careful what you volunteer for, okay?
I know that too.
And Greg and I first met, I don't even know how many years ago it was, but it was for the home show, I think.
That's correct.
Right? That's what it was. And of course, you're involved with the Rotary Club, but you are the president of the Education Foundation.
I am.
For those in our community who might not know exactly what the mission is, tell me.
So we support the greater Saratoga
Springs
area, and what we do, our mission is to raise and manage funds for educational needs for, right now, students in the general greater Saratoga area.
Right, and this support comes in the form of scholarships, doesn't it?
That's correct, yes.
Okay, got it. And we're going to get into what the criteria is for some of this, but in terms of raising funds, this annual fundraiser for the last, 16 years or something you were saying?
Yes.
Is the major fundraiser.
Yes, it is.
And it's going to be held where this year, Joyce?
At the Saratoga Springs City Center.
Got it, okay. And we want to give a shout out to some of the organizations that are helping you, right?
Absolutely.
So go ahead. Get it.
So Longfellows every year has donated all of the food for the brunch and the drinks and the linens, everything, and their servers serve us, and they're wonderful. And the City Center gives us a very discounted rate for using their beautiful upstairs room. We get to see the fall skyline in Saratoga, so it's wonderful. And we're thankful for that.
Well, you know, those of you that don't know that room, that's on the second floor of that
Yes.
room, right? And it's a glass walls, so
Yes.
you can, the vista is really quite beautiful
It
from
is.
there. And I guess if you said that they're bringing the food and the drinks in, mimosa, maybe just a mimosa or two or three.
Or three.
But some great food, right? A full
Absolutely.
buffet.
Yes.
And the usual suspects like eggs and whatever, but carving table.
Yes. Yeah.
Don't you love it when you hear the word carving table? What do they do at a carving table? Carve things.
They carve things, absolutely. Turkey and roast beef, it's wonderful.
That's my favorite spot.
Yeah, I would imagine so. Mine too. We have a couple of other events that are going on there. I asked before we went on air. You've got a silent auction that's happening also, right?
We do. We get lots of donations from local companies. We have golf outings. We have sports memorabilia. We have local restaurants and stores that donate lots of great things. Art, if you like art, there's always some art in the silent auction as well.
Oh boy, that's nice. Now, we're talking about raising in excess of $50,000, which was distributed last year, something over $50,000, right, Greg?
Yes, we gave out $52,000 to 12 students in the Saratoga Springs school district. And that includes the high school, that includes Waldorf, and that includes Spa Catholic as well.
Oh, God, that's important to note that.
Correct.
That if you're a student in the greater Saratoga Springs area, that you're eligible for this. Now, what's the criteria? How is that established?
So the criteria is a few-fold. One is obviously academics. We look at involvement in the community, and which is an important part. I'm always very impressed by a lot of the students that get that. Some of them start various fundraisers on their own, things like that. Financial need, obviously, as well. So some of those are the main criteria, SAT scores, things like that. So they submit a packet or fill out an application, and they submit it to the group that then goes through and reviews all the criteria.
Right, so you've got a committee then that's helping decide based on the criteria and the applications, whether or not they qualify or how they qualify.
Correct.
And then that money is distributed.
That's correct.
That way, right?
Yes.
Interesting thing this year, they were telling me some of the alumni are coming back.
Yeah.
Now that's something.
We always ask one or two of them, either if they can't make it, they'll send a letter and I read it during the brunch, or they'll come back and actually talk for 30 seconds, a minute, what they've been doing after they've received the scholarship money. It's always very impressive to hear what they've been doing.
Boy, it sure is. You know, we've been involved in a lot of these kinds of fundraisers and whatever, and I've been to a few of them myself, and it's really something to see the students come back who were the recipients of this kind of generosity, and just to see what it meant to them. Right? So you talk about causes. I don't think there's any cause greater than helping the young people in our community reach their goals, right? I know it sounds corny, but I think that that's really true. Joyce, on the entertainment side,
Yes.
are you going to be singing and dancing?
Oh,
or-
nobody wants to see that. No. Luckily, we have a local group that comes and sings with us for us every year. The Dynamics, it's an
Oh,
a cappella
Skidmore.
group from Skidmore,
Yeah, right.
and they are wonderful. It's so great to see them come out, and they really enjoy the brunch too. They get free food and they get to sing, so it's awesome.
At the same time? or?
Oh, hey, why not?
That would be interesting.
You know what? Well, we just sort of passed by that. If you haven't seen the Dynamics, to say that they're a group from Skidmore is a bit of an understatement. Boy, can they sing.
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, well, that's great. So you figure out that you're on this in this beautiful setting up there, right? Great food,
Yes.
a silent auction, great music,
Yes.
and the money is going to help this scholarship fund.
Absolutely.
All right, we're cycling back. It's October the 4th. Now, I know you're not knowing what day of the week, but it's a Sunday because it's a brunch, so that makes a lot of sense. It's at City Center, 11:30, I think you said?
Yes.
Right?
Correct. Yep.
11:30 till about 2 o'clock, so right in the pocket for that Sunday morning brunch. $60, I think is what you said.
$60 per person.
And that money goes right into this endowment that Greg was talking about that then is distributed to these worthy students in our community. And just cycle back on one other thing, about 12 students you said?
About
Other
12,
recipients?
Yes. Uh-huh.
Okay, all right.
This year there were 12 students, and that's every year. We've been averaging about 50,000 every year.
Wow. Noble cause. Noble cause. Well, thank you both very much for coming in. Great to see you again. Great to meet you, Joyce.
as well.
And we'll see you at the brunch.
Yes.
Thank you very much
Thank
for
you.
having
You're
us.
welcome. To see this interview again, you can head to our website, looktvonline.com.